Monday, I take a break from it all. Tuesday, I meet and talk about the news. Wednesday, I write all of this out. It's Thursday. Here's your news. TransUnion, an analyst organization I've never heard of before, has released their findings that Vancouverites have the highest average consumer debt in the country. What a surprise. The consumer debt is averaging at about $40,174, while the national average is $27,355. And here's a fun fact. These figures are excluding mortgages. That's right, they're not taking the mortgages into account. Given Vancouver's amazingly high and disproportionate property value, that would mean the average Vancouverite's debt is $1 million bajillion, most of which is being paid to Visa, because more people go with Visa.
Visa is a proud supporter of the Toronto International Film Festival.
After 20 years, the Air Care program is coming to an end. The provincial government has decided that the Air Care program has done its due here in BC. For those of you who don't know, Air Care was a program where vehicles have had to have their emissions tested. So they roll on into the shop and then they start bleeding out their exhaust, and it's tested. The quality is tested. And if the emissions are too evil and carbon-y, maintenance work was prescribed to the engine so it could be more efficient. Now, proponents of the program are protesting loudly, seeing as this will mean a cut in over 100 jobs, and there will be nothing to monitor the exhaust spewing out over the province anymore. Interestingly enough, even though we now have the worst traffic congestion in North America, take that, LA. The program has had amazing results. At its start in 1992, emissions clocked up around 149,000 tons right into our breathing air. Ooh, tasty. But last year, we only barfed up 18,500 tons. So 149,000 tons to 18,500 tons. Over 20 years, we've gone down that much. Now, granted, manufacturers are making vehicles more fuel efficient, but that's still an 89% reduction over a booming and growing automobile market. That's massive. Proponents of the program are fearing the worst after the program shuts down, and I guess they mean that they're afraid of emissions starting to climb back up. I like to think that the two major culprits behind the high exhaust are those shipping trucks that cut me off in traffic every time I'm just outside Abbotsford, and Volkswagen minibuses, although their emissions might be mostly marijuana and possibly Scooby snacks. The city of Coquitlam is tightening up its budget with a tough love approach. Their new motto being, apparently, stop doing. Yeah, okay. Good work on that one, guys. Did a bunch of you sit around a table and say, hey, we need a motto for our tough love budget tightening approach. Let's call it stop doing. And everyone's like, yeah, let's go get a beer. Right, whatever. At any rate, they're going to stop doing programs, things like collecting, recycling, and compost, and instead rely on a third party because it's cheaper, which, all right, sure, as long as it gets done properly. If it's a bit cheaper, all right, fine. Now, they're also looking into reinvigorating communities around Coquitlam, like Burquitlam, which I'm not sure actually qualifies under the Stop Doing banner, because it's like, so we're ignoring Burquitlam. Let's stop doing that. Okay, maybe it does qualify. Whatever. But they're also now looking into scaling back their city's $25,000 customer satisfaction survey to once every 2 years instead of annually. Yes, that's right. They have a survey to city residents once a year that costs $25,000. And the kicker is they run this survey through Ipsos Reid, the same Ipsos Reid that projected a win for the NDP this past election. Hey, Coquitlam, here's a way to save money. Drop Ipsos Reid. Not only do I not remotely trust Ipsos Reid to do anything besides pull results out of their asses, but I've personally determined the results of very significant polls. I have a poll right now, and I will tell you the results. The question of the poll is, do you care about municipal politics? A. Absolutely, I guide my life by them. B. Most of the time, like if I'm awake, I guess. C. Not really. I am mistrustful of most political events. D. Never. Not really. No thanks. Those clowns are lucky I haven't killed them all. Or E. I don't care. And the poll results are in. 96% for E with a 0.1% margin of error. Yikes, guys, time to step it up. I'll take my check for... Actually, you know what? Ooh, I'm going to cut you a deal for $2,000 to bring you in that poll result. Still better than Ipsos Reid. Because BC Ferries hates you and thinks you smell like poop, their executives are currently laughing on their way to the bank. It was announced that due to the criticism, behind all their service disruptions and the fact they were all patting themselves on the back with money, BC Ferries won't be dishing out bonuses to their execs after all. Hooray! Well, the joke's on us. Due to a new salary holdback system starting in April, execs will be taking home the same amount as their bonus anyway. The difference is that under this program, instead of just getting the bonus outright, they can only get their higher base salary only if they meet performance targets, which sounds exactly like how bonuses work to me, but okay, guys. So execs are optimistic that they can reach those targets fairly easy, and the top 3 targets for them this year are Bing, raising ticket prices, Bing, being ornery to the press, and Bing, continuing to deliver low-grade service. In light of the Kinder Morgan pipeline expansion to Burrard Inlet, Belcarra Mayor Ralph Drew is stepping up to the plate and challenging the issue on behalf of his voters. He is concerned about the inlets and has submitted a series of challenging questions that he would like answered, such as, can we use leaks to light our cigars? Will the revenue from the pipeline allow me to buy another BMW? Will the increased traffic in the inlet decrease my property value? Actually, that one might be real. Can I buy stock in Kinder Morgan and still call myself an environmentalist? Will the tankers yield to my yacht? And so on. Much to Shaw's ire, residents of North Vancouver received an immediate response, promising open dialogue and fruit baskets lined with $100 bills. That's all for this week, Vancouver. Join us next week when I submit a letter of apology to Belcarra. In further news, NSHG Films staff member Daniel Ferguson learns of the existence of Belcarra.